Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. And today I will be reviewing Ready for Love. Because I miss reviewing it. I do. Like, these people are all jokes to me. So let's joke around. And I need something for Vlogmas Day 4. Sorry I missed it yesterday, but I had some things that I had to do. So I'm going to do 2 videos today. I'm going to do this one and Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion, even though it was lackluster, but we can talk about it. I would like to say that unfortunately for my first 3 Vlogmases, you guys, I didn't realize how loud the music was. So I would really like to go and delete those in actuality, because I couldn't even get through a full one of them because the music was just too loud. It doesn't sound that loud when I'm playing it back when I'm editing, but once it's uploaded to YouTube, it's totally different. So yeah, I apologize for that. Let's get to it. Alright, so the episode starts off with nephew Tommy meeting with the guys, and he breaks it to them that they have to introduce the ladies to an ex. And they all like, dang, we gotta call our ex. And let me just make a comment about all these people at this table, you guys. This is just the D-list cast if I ever saw it, because where did all of these nobodies come from? These were not like heavy hitters in the beginning of this season. So the fact that we are left with all of these nobodies, really, I'm just really irritated with it. And yeah, we can get on with it. And I'm gonna complain through the whole thing. I really am, because that's what I do when I'm at home watching it, especially because it's a lot of guys that I'm just like, ew, how are you still here? All right, so we start off with Cornelius and his full-figured ex, Tanika. She's a pretty girl, and I only added the full-figured in because he wouldn't strike me as someone who would date someone full-figured, but that just goes to show you never know. And listen, there's nothing wrong with full-figured women. She's still very pretty. And then batshit crazy girl rings the doorbell. Let's see how she likes her. And immediately the crazy jumps out. Hey, how you doing? Another set of heels here? He's like, yeah, I got somebody to introduce you to. Bitch, you don't even know if that's his mom, his mom, sister, cousin. You have no idea. You just have issues. Y'all, they go sit down. This broad is breathing hard. She's like, so your relationship to Cornelius? I'm like, girl, if you don't calm down. She's so irritating. I swear to God, she's nerve-wracking because she really is crazy. And I feel like they don't vet these people well enough to know that she got some wires are loose in her head. So Tanika says I'm his ex-girlfriend, and of course you know she's not gonna love that. Alright, so during the conversation, we find out that crazy girl, Camille is her name, she has been engaged 3 times, and apparently she wears the ring and then eventually gives it back. And yeah, his ex-girlfriend is not taken too lightly to that. She's like, yeah, that kind of worries me. How do I know that, Cornelius is the one? Oh, well, God is in the mix, yada, yada, yada. I didn't mean the yada, yada, God. I'm yada, yada in her, y'all. But then, she's like, so this is a one time and done for you. And Camilla's like, yeah, if it's not for me, God take it out of my life. But yeah, this is forever. And I'm like, Cornelius, you better run, because she means till death do you part. So you can already see she's crazy and jealous and possessive and ridiculous. You better get away from her. Alright, so then we get to D-list Phil, and I say that because I just learned his name right now. I have no idea what his name is. I have no idea who this guy is. I saw him a couple times on a couple episodes, but why is he in the forefront right now? Why is he still there? These women are stupid. So we see Tasia coming, and when she comes, she's like, oh shit, Shiloh is here. And yeah, she's not too happy about that. But Tasia, I'm like, girl, you should have been gone. So you better just sit down and get this free meal. And she didn't like the fact that they were sitting together, and she was looking like the 3rd wheel. Well, finna be the 4th wheel, because I don't know if his ex is there yet. But yeah, Tasia's not feeling it. So as they're talking, Tasia is trying to talk. Well, she didn't even really actually try to jump in there, but Shiloh is answering the girls' questions or whatever, and they're just a little I mean, they're not great questions. It's just like, hey, what's a good trait? What's a bad trait? Just stupid questions. But Tasia wasn't really trying to jump in there. But she's like, oh, I see what they doing. They trying to cut me off. But guess which one she did jump in there for? Hey, what would you say is a bad trait? She jumped right on in there. Hey, I could be a little bit not going with the flow. Oh, no shit. You don't say, because you're not going with this flow very well. And yeah, she was really, really good at pointing out her negative traits. I don't like that, Tasia. I don't like that at all. You from Chicago, girl. You're supposed to know better. Jump in, get in where you fit in, make yourself, you know how to G your way into things. That's what we do here. That's what you should have done. And keep it cute. Why you sitting up here telling all these bad qualities about yourself? Anyway, we learned that this guy, Phil, definitely has communication issues or whatever. Apparently he's good at communicating in person, but not so much by text or on the phone. So I take that to mean he don't really call people back. Y'all, so now we with thick ass Frank and his white ex-girlfriend, and the way they hugged and kind of looked at each other, I'm like, y'all sure it's over? But this fool sits down and he goes, hopefully you can speak me up and not throw me under the bus completely. I'm like, when did he start talking like that? Did he always talk like that? Oh my God, thick ass Frank. I really miss saying that. And let me just state, I don't mean anything bad by thick ass Frank, because I really think it's muscular. Like, I just think he's a cocky guy. So when I say thick, that's what I mean. All right, so wig came first, which is Mumin with the terrible wig, and it's still terrible. And then who comes? Sydney, the girl Sydney, and she on the cute red dress, half dressed and all that. And Mumin was like, oh, I'm secure. And I'm like, girl, that wig don't look too secure, and you shouldn't be too secure, because that wig looks a mess until you get everything done. And no, you shouldn't be that secure, because I'm telling y'all, if y'all could see this girl's wig, I don't know how she has friends that let her out the house. Not to mention on TV looking like that. Like, how do you not know? I know you look in the mirror. You see that big puffy shit up there. Okay, so actually I was wrong. It was this guy. It was thick ass Frank who has the communication problem in terms of texting and calling back and all that. She gave him a 2 on that, and he's fine in person. The other guy, the first guy, I think his name is Phil, they just said that she said he just doesn't communicate his emotions or whatever. Like, he's not expressive. So yeah, all these guys have issues. And again, why are they still here? So we have Walter and his ghetto fabulous ex-girlfriend, Denise, with the long yellow nails, super long, this red, I don't know what she has on, red sunglasses on her head. It's just a hot ass mess. And I'm like, Walter, this is who you want to represent you? Really? You try to come off as so classy. You guys, they be the classy guys that love the ratchetness. I'm telling you. That's what they be wanting deep down. Next we have Dante. And who is Dante? Great question, because who is he? Where did he come from? Why is he still here? Like, these guys came up from the rear. Ugh, it's just so And I don't like him. I don't like the way he talks. I don't like, him and the other guy. I think it's another guy coming. Those two, I really cannot with them. But I don't like this guy. And he has his ex-girlfriend here. She's a pretty girl. She's actually prettier than both of these women that's about to come meet him. He has Zadia, which I think Zadia has anger management issues. And Mumin, that's wig, right? Yeah, wig. Girl, how you are on all these different teams, I have no idea. Do they not see the wig? But yeah, so Zadia gets there first. Okay, so we skip back to Walter and Denise, and Sabrina comes. You guys, she looks so pretty. I'm telling you, I like Sabrina with her regular hair, and she's just pretty, naturally pretty. She has on this black tutu type dress, and then pop of red to, pull it off. I love it. Love what she has on. Super cute. Y'all, poor Denise with her ghetto fab self tells Sabrina, well, definitely you are his type physically and sophisticatedly. And I'm like, what? She says, and so it's just trying to get through the see-through. And I'm like, do you mean transparency? Like, girl, what are you saying? Just moving them nails all around. Looking a hot ass mess. She also says that Walter likes a challenge, and Sabrina sits back and says, well, I'm definitely a challenge. And she says, oh, wait, hold on. Are you crazy? You got a little crazy in there? And I'm like, yeah, it did sound a little bit like that. Okay, so Wig wasn't the second one to meet Dante and Zadia. It was Shiloh. She came, and when I tell you Zadia was shook, she was shooketh, and she could not contain herself. She's like, drinks, more drinks over here. And it was just ridiculous, like so insecure. And again, she has anger management issues. So yeah, she didn't have a good look at all. This was not a good look for her. All right, so it was Walter that Wig was going to. So Walter and the Sabrina and the ex is sitting there talking. Who walks up? Wig. Guess what, guys? She has a freaking headband on this wig, and it still looks a mess. It just still looks a mess. Something's going all wrong in her bathroom at home right before she leaves. She's not taking enough time or something. Something's going wrong. But yeah, Sabrina loses all of her cool. She still acts as if she keeps it cool. But before Mumin gets there, Sabrina's telling the ex-girlfriend, Ghetto Denise, yeah, I don't need to ask a bunch of questions to validate him, this and that or whatever. I get what you're saying, but girl, it's a game. Play along. Play along or beat it. So as soon as Wig sits down, Ghetto Denise is like, oh, Walter, you must be very lucky. And Sabrina cuts her off pretty much. And she's like, listen, sorry, but I gotta go. I have a gig to do. And yeah, she gets up. She's pissed off. You could tell. She doesn't even look at Walter. She's talking to the women. I gotta go. Then she gives him a little kiss, and in her confessional, she says, "Oh, I'm not worried about any other connection he has because Daddy know who he's coming home to." And I'm like, what does that mean? You guys are not together. Are all of these women crazy? So talking to the exes after, what's that goofy's name? Dante as his ex, and she's like, she would pick Shiloh because Shiloh wasn't going for the dirt. She was asking about him, but not so much like what's wrong with him, what did he do, this and that. And apparently Zadia was doing that. So she picked Shiloh over Zadia. And again, Zadia was shook and she couldn't fix her face. And it's just, you gotta learn to play the game and don't ever let him see you sweat. So he saw her sweating, the ex saw her sweating. Girl, you played yourself. Congratulations. So, y'all, Ghetto Denise is more ghetto than I thought. I ain't even, listen, she touching her earring, and then I get to see that she got her name in her bamboo earring. Baby, Walter, this is not looking good for you on TV trying to come off as Mr. Classy and Fabulous. It's just not. But she says she would pick Wig over Sabrina because Sabrina gives her crazy vibe. She says Wig is safe. She doesn't believe that she's really waiting till marriage. She just wants some sort of commitment. Then she'll give it up because apparently that was a big thing because Walter is all sexual, whatever. But yeah, she's not feeling Sabrina. Sabrina's a little crazy. And I agree. All right, then we have our next and hopefully last boring date, and I guess his name is Nye. He's the other one. I don't like his face. I don't like the way he talks. I don't like anything about him. I don't understand why he is still on the show. Why didn't they get rid of these people a long time ago? But then again, you look at the women and it kind of makes sense. But Zadia, listen, Zadia is a popular woman, so how she's so irritated with all of these other men having a second choice, I have no idea. But she's with the ex, and the ex tells her that this guy, he's not very touchy-feely, he's not emotional. Like all these men apparently lack emotional stability, and like they just don't have it. And him and the ex-girlfriend start going back and forth a little bit, and she's like, whoa. I'm like, can we move on from all of this? All right, and once Naya leaves, he talks to the ex. The ex isn't really feeling Naya. She doesn't feel like she's emotionally there either. So he's like, yeah, I'm glad you told me that. None of these people are ready for love. So can we just end it already? So then we have Sydney and Phil on a date. She said she called and asked him on a date because he didn't ask her, and he was paying her absolutely no mind. And that's usually how it works. The person who is paying you no mind is the person that you're interested in. And when he walks into the gym, she's trying hard to get some attention. She's like, hi. And yeah, he don't even smile. I didn't even see him say hi, actually. She runs up and give him a hug. She's being really flirty with him. Again, turning around, showing her butt, this and that or whatever. She's trying really hard to get some attention. So now we have the guys back talking to nephew Tommy. They're talking about their dates and what the exes thought of everybody. And Cornelius is telling how when it was time for Camille to leave, she's like, yeah, how long she staying? And nephew Tommy was like, that's not a sign. Like, you don't see nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I think Cornelius is only dealing with her to stay on this show and play the game. I don't feel like he's going to end with her for real, because he can see, I can tell by the way he looks, he can see that there's something off about this girl. So we get to who you're not feeling, and of course we get to Sia. I'm like, I told you, Sia, you should have been happy you was still there, girl. They don't like you. They ain't like you from day one. Then Walter says, I would say Camille, but I don't want to get in trouble with, it's guy code. I don't want to get in trouble with Cornelius. Somebody else said they would say Camille, and he's like, nah, you can't say Camille. And I'm like, yeah, y'all can say Camille, because Camille is batshit crazy, and she don't like none of y'all. She's not giving any of you the time of day. It does not say that, oh, we have to let them win. Why would y'all let them win? Okay, so he likes her. That's his business. So then we have a couple of the guys say Sabrina. We have Phil say Sabrina, and Cornelius said Sabrina. And I'm like, yo, Walter just said he's not going to say Camille because she's on your team, but you're going to say a girl that's on his team. Walter, you see how that works? You see? Cornelius ain't shit. No, I'm just playing. All right, so then we have thick ass Frank. He meets with Sabrina. And she sits down. You can tell she's like, I know how this works. I know where this go. When just somebody random asks you on a date, I know how this go. He's like, let's just kick back. She's like, yeah, right. He says, yeah, something about her body language. So Tasia's on a date with Phil, and isn't that who she went out with? Yeah, I think that's who she went out with. Anyway, but yeah, so she's just talking. And you guys, Tasia is really pretty. She's pretty with makeup. She's pretty without makeup. Like right here, she has on a little bit of eye makeup, but she doesn't have anything on her lips or anything. Just totally natural, and she's very pretty. So she's just talking. I don't know if she knows what this is. So thick ass Frank is explaining to Sabrina that, yeah, I'm trying to shrink my connections. I don't know where they keep getting this word shrink and all that stuff from. Is that something that the show told them to say? But I mean, I never knew that so many grown adults use the word shrink like that. Like, come on, just eliminate some people or whatever. What the heck? So she says, what are you saying, that our connection, you're shrinking our connection? Are we done? And I'm like, girl, calm down. She says, yeah, because I can think of some times that I've texted you or called you and you don't call or text me back. And I'm like, there goes that crazy they were talking about. He's like, I think I talk to you a lot. I'm like, girl, God, these people are crazy. He says, yo, am I feeling some shade right now? Am I catching some shade? She's like, I'm not giving you shade. I'm giving you the truth. And, I just don't want you to blow smoke up my ass. And he's like, dang. So basically, she goes on to say that, these men are not really trying. She's the one that's reaching out to them and trying to get dates with them and pretty much, playing the program or whatever, and they're not doing anything. So it ends up where he tells her that she is still ready for love. And I personally thought she was just going to walk away anyway, because she seemed like, okay, none of these guys are really making a real effort, so I may as well leave. But I guess she still got her eye on, who was it, Walter? So she didn't say that. So what we do have is Phil blowing smoke up to Sia's ass. He's like, you are one of the realest. You are so genuine. You are this and that. And got her feeling herself. She's like, yeah, I'm the realest you gonna get. And this and that or whatever. And I'm like, and he's about to lower the boom on you. So yeah, he's the one blowing all the smoke. All right, so finally, Phil lowers the boom onto Sia and lets her know, after telling her that all the men had a conversation and said how dope she really is. However, no thank you, we're gonna pass. So she's like, listen, I have nothing else to say to that. And she gets up and leaves, and we are done until next week. And yes, I will be back next week to review it. So if you are still here, you are the real MVP. I appreciate you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys for Huntsville. Smooches.